We want to turn to the war in the Middle East. The pause in military action is over. The deadline for another extension expired at midnight Eastern time.
Now, during the final hours of the truce, rocket sirens were heard near where that attack happened back on October 7th. Atlanta News First Rick Foldbaum joins us here in studio. And Rick, Israeli strikes have resumed across Gaza.
I think a lot of us were hoping that this pause would last a little longer, that more of the hostages would be released. For the past 7 days, Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners have been released, part of the negotiations that led to the pause in the fighting. Humanitarian supplies were delivered to war-torn Gaza. But now Israel and Hamas are back at war. The Israeli military issuing a statement hours ago saying that it has resumed combat operations against the terror group Hamas, claiming that they have violated their agreement, fired rockets towards Israel. Secretary of State Antony Blinken taking off from Tel Aviv after pushing to extend that pause. And during his visit, Blinken met with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, as well as other leaders. Also traveling to the West Bank to meet with that man you saw him with, the Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas.
We will not stop working until we get every hostage back home with their families and loved ones.
And just yesterday, 8 more hostages were released after the ceasefire had been extended for that 7th day. Among them, a 21-year-old French-Israeli woman who had this emotional reunion with her family after more than 50 days in captivity. Brooks and Gravere.
So many people still caught in the middle of that. Rick, thanks for that.